Ah, Chamier, if you knew what it means to breathe this free air, this wonderful, wonderful America.
The land of big cars, big books, big dreams.
Ladies and gentlemen, why can't you get ahead? Why can't you have the home of your dreams? The fast car, a nice vacation. Your American dream been relegated to the trash heap of history. I'll tell you why. Because of the wasteful social program. The legal system is too lenient on criminals in this country. As a United States Senator, I will see to it that this leniency ends.
We're responsible for all the things that have gone to make civilization. Art, science, and all that.
Because let me make myself clear about one thing. Nowadays, people begin by sneering at family life and family institutions. And before you know it, they'll throw all that overboard and we'll have intermarriage between black and white.
These angry feminists, and I say angry feminists like there's some other kind.
This country, my friends, is of leadership. Someone who can stand up to the liberals. We need a return, God darn it, of the promise of the Reagan-Bush years. Time of unequaled growth in this country.
I'm not anti-Earth. I'm pro-Earthling. It's kind of hard to care about the greenhouse effect if you don't have a house. And, so, I think it all comes down to evolution anyway. Survival of the fittest. Right? I mean, if the spotted owl's time is out, I should have wished the baby again. See, now you're damn liberal. All right, now. They'd be protecting the rights of the dinosaurs off of ours. I mean, if they could.
I was in the Marines. I was in the war. How about you, Luke? The U.S. was to fight Africa?
Africa's a continent, Sam.
Yeah, I know that. Which side would you take?
Whoa. How's that for heavy?
Calling people names. That ain't polite. Of course, that's always been the trouble with colored people. Quick temper. Christ. I know what you all are. You're a bunch of damn liberals.
What are you, a Nazi?
Or is that too far to the left?
A war comes up, do you fight? Hell no, you protest.
Protest can be a powerful thing.
Protest is for pussies. You left-wingers make me want to puke.
Well, I do not believe in comforting families of irredeemable mortal sinners.
It's a terrible disease.
Not quite. Homosexuality is the terrible disease, and AIDS is the cure. You violate the moral, health, and hygiene laws, you reap the whirlwind. You cannot shake your fist in God's face and get by with it. Homosexuals are the living, breathing cesspool of pathogens. We simply propose to put them out on a desert island with enough foodstuffs to last them for their limited lifetimes. And what would that be? Say, 2 years tops. That way, for a nominal cost to us, they would all die.
Actually, I'm suing the school because they're violating my constitutional rights of privacy by making sexual education mandatory for graduation.
Education must be mandatory to ensure the public safety.
No, that's not so.
Oh, no?
No. I don't go to those classes, and I'm perfectly safe. Sexual education and free condoms sends the message to kids my age that they should be having premarital sex. But rather your generation's lower standard of morality that has put my generation at risk.
Heather, you're not hearing me.
Now, I see a great danger in the world, and I want to stop it. Now, we have to get back to family values in this country.
You know what you really need? You need a good stiff dick that'll shut that mouth.
Luke!
Fortunately large number compared to their population of people from Sweden who were killed in that. Over there trafficking in those flesh pots, you know, where they have sex with little children and things of that nature. Baptist Church of Topeka, Kansas. He said it was an abomination, thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is telling you that your sin is taking you to hell. God hates fag enablers. That those parents brought the wrath of God down on the head of that child. This is hilarious.
Place. We have our own standards, our own heritage, our own values. We want those things to continue. We do not want America to more resemble Mexico or Africa. We want our own standards and our own values, and we have to band together if we're going to preserve those.
Wir wollen, dass dieses Volk einst nicht verweichlicht wird, sondern dass es hart sein kann. Und ihr müsst euch in der Jugend dafür stehlen. Ihr müsst lernen, Entbehrungen auf euch zu nehmen, ohne jeweils die Großkolonnen unserer Bewegung heute siegen durch Deutschland regieren, dann weiß ich, ihr schließt euch den Kolonnen an und ihr wisst,
Murphy, Ronald Reagan, and Robert Montgomery are among the top-flight movie actors testifying before the House Un-American Activities Committee in Washington.
Good afternoon. This is another televised recording of the investigations of the Congressional Committee on Un-American Activities going on in the Federal Building downtown New York City. These investigations are to expose communism in all branches of our American institutions. The committee has already questioned scientists, educators, churchmen, writers.
For the motion picture industry, it was the start of the witch hunts, and Chaplin was to be its greatest victim.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I'm not going to waste your time. I shall say proceed with the butchery.
I refuse to be part of this dying civilization they talk about.
Of the brave was his inspiration. But today that freedom is threatened. Committees are searching men's minds, are controlling their thoughts, and those who have the courage to stand up for their rights are boycotted, lose their jobs, and are left to starve.
Say, what the...
They are condemned without trial. Such procedure debases the legality of our courts, which says that no state may deprive any person of life, liberty, freedom of speech without due process of law.
Candidates, outrageous. These investigations, sir, are necessary when our security is threatened.
The hydrogen bomb, you have no security.
Why, that's communist talk. Report you to the authorities.
All right, report me. Make me give names. Make a sniveling stool pigeon out of me. Brainwash me.
Oh, with this boy. Let him stay here till his clothes are dry.
Leave him alone here?
Why?
He's run away from school. His parents are in trouble. It's quite obvious what they are.
Communists?
Precisely.
So what?
But you cannot afford to be involved in such a situation.
Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. Rupert Maccabee, son of Mr. and Mrs. James Maccabee, school teachers charged with contempt of Congress, was picked up today at the Ritz Hotel, where he has been hiding since his disappearance. Sensational developments since the boy's arrest will involve a dethroned monarch said to be in the pay of communists.
Xavier, you're nervous. Let me do that. Let me fall.
No.
Oh, sure. God, you don't know what you're doing. Children. Sugar? Two. You're stuttering.
Me?
The committee cites this witness for contempt of Congress.
That's very unsportsmanlike on your part.
I almost want to jump up and cheer when he sprays the House on Un-American Activities with a big fire hose.
I refuse to be part of this dying civilization they talk about.
Uma néspera estava na cama, deitada, muito calada, a ver o que acontecia. Chegou a velha e disse: olha uma néspera e zás, comeu-a. É o que acontece às nésperas que ficam deitadas, caladas, a esperar o que acontece.
A desobediência civil é a violação deliberada da lei em nome de um princípio social essencial. Quer seja ou não reconhecida como legal, em nome de um direito constitucional ou internacional, o seu fim é o de ultrapassar a brecha que separa a lei da justiça. Reivindicar o direito dos cidadãos a desobedecer a leis injustas e o dever de desobedecer a leis perigosas é a verdadeira essência da democracia. Nunca nos devemos esquecer que os nossos interesses são diferentes dos dos Estados. Os Estados querem o poder, a influência, a riqueza. Os indivíduos procuram a saúde, a paz, a atividade criativa, o amor. Os cidadãos devem, portanto, compreender a necessidade de pensar e de agir por si próprios ou em acordo com outros membros da coletividade, nunca exaltando a ordem legal como qualquer coisa de absoluto. Howard Zinn.
This is Rupert, our young editor. How do you do, Rupert? Sit down. And what's that you're reading?
Karl Marx?
Sure you're not a communist.
Do I have to be a communist to read Karl Marx?
Rupert. Well, if you're not a communist, what are you?
Nothing.
Nothing?
I dislike all forms of government.
But somebody must rule.
And I don't like the word rule.
Well, if we don't like the word rule, let's call it leadership.
Leadership in government is political power, and political power is an official form of antagonizing the people.
But, my dear young man, politics are necessary.
Politics are rules imposed upon the people.
In this country, rules are not imposed. They are the wish of all free citizens.
Travel around a bit, then you'll see how free they are.
Yes, but you didn't let me finish.
They have every man in a straitjacket, and without a passport, he can't move a toe.
But if you'll allow me to...
In a free world, they violate the natural rights of every citizen.
But you don't let me fully...
They have become the weapons of political despots.
Yes, but may
And if you don't think as they think, you're deprived of your passport.
Will you allow me
to... leave a country is like breaking out of jail.
Yes,
and to enter a country is like going through the eye of a needle.
But
am I free to travel?
Of course you're free to travel.
Only with a passport.
Will you allow me to say something?
Only with a passport. Do animals need passports?
Have you finished?
It's in Congress that in this atomic age of speed, we are shut in and shut out by passports.
If you'll shut up and let somebody else talk...
And free speech, does that exist?
No, you've got it all.
And free enterprise.
We were talking of passports.
Today it's all monopoly.
All right. Now will you...
Can I go into the automobile business and compete with the auto trust?
If I can get in a word...
Not a chance. Can I go into the grocery business and compete with the chain stores?
Will you shut up?
Not a chance. Monopoly is the menace of free enterprise. As I look back 60 years ago...
Where were you 60 years ago?
And the atomic bomb.
Ah.
It's a crime that when the world cries for atomic energy, you want to make atomic bombs.
Me? I'm against atomic bombs.
You want to wipe out civilization. Destroy all... You and your kind think that atomic bombs can solve your problem.
Listen, you little rat.
Today man has too much power. The Roman Empire collapsed with the assassination of Caesar. And why? Because of too much power. Feudalism blew up with the French Revolution. And why? Because of too much power. And today the whole world will blow up. And why?
Because of too much power.
Good evening. As you see, my real name is Henri Verdoux. And for 30 years, I was an honest bank clerk until the Depression of 1930, in which year I found myself unemployed. It was then I became occupied in members of the opposite sex. This I did as a surprise, to support a home and family. But let me assure you that the career of a Bluebeard is by no means profitable. Only a person with undaunted optimism would embark on such a venture.
History of jurisprudence. Have such terrifying deeds been brought to light? Gentlemen of the jury, you have before you a cruel and cynical monster. Look at him.
I don't see how anyone can be an example in these criminal times.
Well, you certainly are, robbing and murdering people.
That's business.
Well, other people don't do business that way.
That's the history of many a big business. Wars, conflict. It's all business. One murder makes a villain. Millions a hero.
Chomsky cita Santo Agostinho no seu livro Piratas e Imperadores Velhos e Novos. Santo Agostinho conta a seguinte história. Alexandre o Grande, ao capturar um pirata, perguntou-lhe: como te atreves a molestar o mar? Como te atreves a molestar toda a terra? Replicou o pirata. E eu faço com um pequeno barco e chamo-me pirata. Tu falo com uma grande armada e chamam-te imperador.